Greetings, Duke. My name is Kevin White, and I am a recovering teacher, coach, athletics administrator, and vice president at Duke University. Currently, I am professor of the practice at the Fuqua School of Business within Duke University. Very soon, I'll start my 18th year here at Duke on the faculty. I teach the class with Nina King, who is the current Director of Athletics and Vice President at Duke. Back in July 2022, my wife Jane had put together an anniversary trip, actually our 50th anniversary, and we were headed to Dublin, Ireland with our family, which now consists of 16 grandkids, so 28 in total. And unfortunately, because of COVID, my retirement party at Duke had been canceled. And so, unbeknownst to us, about 25 of my colleagues surprised us and showed up in Dublin, wherein we had the retirement party, so to speak, offshore. So around that celebration, kind of a long weekend, where we had an awful lot of Guinness and red juice, there was discussion about me kind of putting together a book, and actually it was non-negotiable with this group of former colleagues. And we've been really fortunate. We've had like 39 of our former colleagues have become directors of athletics, representing and or serving something like 80 plus institutions over all these years. So we've kind of got a story to tell. And in addition to that, our own family has found their way into college athletics as well. Our oldest daughter, who helped me write the book, Maureen White Treadway, and the book is entitled Good Sport, Reflections on a Full Life in College Athletics. So Maureen Treadway is a teacher at Notre Dame Prep out in Scottsdale, Arizona. And then my son, Mike White, is the head basketball coach at the University of Georgia. And Danny White is the VP Director of Athletics at the University of Tennessee. And then Brian White is VP Director of Athletics at Florida Atlantic University. And our youngest, Mariah White, was also in the business for about 6 years as an assistant athletics director at Southern Methodist University. So it's been quite a journey. And Jane and I started way back in the early 70s as a coaching duet in Newport Richey, Florida. But it's kind of emanated now into this authorship of The Good Sport, again, Reflections on a Full Life in College Sports. It's a memoir that's steeped in my New York Irish tradition, and it's coupled with lessons learned, best practices, and business considerations relative to sport. In addition to that, there's some conversation about my non-negotiable opinion where school and sport need to remain tethered. College athletics at the moment is in a very chaotic state, and there's lots of discussion about separating those two. And I try to make the case that we need to maintain the tethered relationship that's existed very successfully for over 100 years. There's also an underpinning dialogue within the book about the relationship between leadership theory and political theory. And college athletics, if not sport in general in our country, is perhaps the most politicized segment of society, one of the most politicized segments of society. So there is an innate relationship between leadership and politics, and I try to make that case. Beyond that, I try to talk about prognostications and where this is all headed in the future. And so I hope you'll take the opportunity to jump on this road trip with me and read The Good Sport. It's available on Amazon, and it'll also be available on Audible on August the 5th. But I would love for you to take this trip with me, take the road trip, and read The Good Sport. Go Duke.